Hey everybody, welcome back to my Dark Souls Filthy Casual run. My name is Rob. And before we wrap up the new game cycle of Dark Souls Remastered, I just want to wrap up a few more things with some NPCs.
Framt has told me of you, that you have agreed to link the fire. I thank you sincerely. Finally, the curse of the undead will be lifted, and I can die human. I am powerless, but I will do all that I can. Please, save us all. Please.
Very easy dialogue to miss there if you run straight for the end of the game.
Forgive me, I am impatient.
Still has that same dialogue that she speaks. I do have... Oh, no. Thought I had another Firekeeper soul. I guess I don't. That's fine, though. Alrighty. So that's what the Firekeeper had to say. Let's come back to New Londo real quick, revisit a couple of NPCs down there. We do still have an Ember to get. To give Rickard of Vinheim.
Hey, hang on. Is that a sorcery ember? I've never seen one like that. Not even back in Vinheim. What a brilliant flame. Please, friend, let me have that. I am begging you. I am a craftsman of Vinheim. I'd go hollow before I pass him a flame like that. Oh, really? You are wonderful. I will forge a wicked masterpiece just for you. A weapon to make a legend out of me. What is it? There's nothing to talk with her. Come back soon. Smithing helps soothe my nerves. Don't let me wither away out of idleness.
There's a little bit more dialogue I plan on getting from Rickard, because there's an Ember I failed to get in the last video that I'm going to be getting in this one. But first, I don't really look forward to going through this again, but let's not forget about Ingward the Sealer. Now that we've defeated the 4 Kings of the Abyss, surely he'll have something to say, right? I hate fighting through all those ghosts. Alrighty. What does Ingward have to say to us?
Magnificent. You defeated the 4 kings. Impressive, even for a bearer of the Lord Vessel. And with this, my purpose is exhausted. I have not seen the sun for a long time. Perhaps I could do with a change. I have perhaps...
Hasn't seen the sun for a long time. Can you imagine? So after talking to him after beating the 4 Kings, he actually comes back to Firelink Shrine. I usually don't make the effort to do that because he doesn't really do anything that useful, but all the same.
Hello. The sunlight made me wince, and now I've come back to this dark hole. So what brings you here? I will help you in any way I can.
The sun made him wince. See, that's another error in the dialogue. I feel like at some point he was supposed to go back down to New Londo and then they changed it for some reason, but didn't change his dialogue to go with it, so... Resist curse. Yeah, why not? It doesn't really say anything else.
Oh, hello there. I'm pleased to see you safe, as always. If you provide the materials, Pyromancy has a... it messes poorly with advance, and... which is fine, as... so... a pyromancer's flame is... Pyromancer's flame. The flame... When I gave you that flame, I gave you a part of myself. Please take good care of it. Goodbye then. Be safe, friend. Don't you dare go hollow.
I could have swore there's a way to bring up that dialogue again where he asks about the Chaos Pyromancer you have, but I don't know, maybe not. Either way, I really like Laurentius. I don't want him to go hollow. I don't want to kill him. You don't get anything from killing him. Just as well to leave him alone. As for this guy...
Oh, hello. Why, of course I don't mind teaching you sorceries, but now that you've located Master Logan, I can't imagine that I can be of much help. Two things are oh, and...
Yeah. I would need a lot more souls to buy all of his materials and get him to move on to Sin's Fortress, where he eventually does become hollow.
Goodbye then. Do stay safe.
All you get for killing him is the Hush Sorcery as well as the Black Sorcerer set, I think. But I already have all that stuff, so there's really not much reason for me to do that. I could be wrong. You might get some other items from him, like the Slumbering Dragon Crest Ring, but either way, I already have all that stuff. There's really no sense in killing him, so gonna leave him be. As far as wrapping things up with NPCs goes, at this point...
What's that then? Need some smithing, then produce me some ware. Well, what was that about? Don't be coming around here without a good reason.
Yeah, all of the blacksmiths drop an item of some sort that you can only get from killing them, so... Well, here we go.
Trying to cause trouble, are you? I am Valos the blacksmith, and I'm no bag of bones.
I never realized he did a little spin attack.
Curses!
Yeah. You get his hammer, as well as a royal helm, interestingly enough. Let's have a look at that. Helm of Vamos, skeleton blacksmith of the catacombs, partially made of gold and confers high resistance overall. The helm is believed to belong to an ancient royal line, but only Vamos would know for sure, and he shall never speak again. Like he would have told us anything about it in the first place. Stuck up. Metal Hammer of Vamos, a skeleton blacksmith deep within the catacombs who rarely speaks. Can be used as a strike weapon, but better left in the hands of its talented owner. Yeah, so I mean, if you just wanted to go around bonking things on the head with a hammer, now you can. It's pretty basic. It does do some fire damage, but overall, it's not that special, honestly. The helmet's pretty cool, though. Let's go ahead and put that on. I bet it would look great on Filthy Casual. Yeah. Perfect.
Well, hello again. You seem to be doing all right. Need anything forged? Oh, yes. And one other thing about it is said only. I'll be seeing you then. Be careful out there.
I don't feel good about what I'm about to do. Or for the sake of getting all these items and the lore that they hold.
Well, you've got some nerve. Coming at me like that. I'll tear you to shreds, you bloody hollow.
Yeah, Andre boxes and does wrestling moves.
Curses.
It's no slouch.
Damn backstabber.
I'm sorry, Andre. His head's bobbling. Don't worry. He will come back in New Game Plus. He's not dead forever. He's dead for this playthrough, though. Metal Hammer of Andre of Astora, blacksmith at the old church. Can be used as a strike weapon, but better left in the hands of its talented owner. Whose life I just took. Ah, he's not dead. He's just resting. He's just resting. Okay, and the Duke's Archives, man. I cannot ever be finished with this area. Alrighty. Big Hat Logan.
Hello there. I was expecting you. This place is truly magnificent. More than expected, even. As promised, I shall share the new sorceries with you. And the secret of Seath's immortality. Ah. The secret of Seath's immortality. If you have fought him and were in prison, you must know that Seath is a true undead, different from ourselves. His wounds close promptly, and no mortal blow affects him, granting true insulation from death. His wounds close promptly, and no mortal blow affects him, granting true insulation from death. It is an effect of the primordial crystal, a sacred treasure pillaged by Seath when he turned upon the ancient dragons. So only by destroying the primordial crystal can you so much as scratch his hide. And it so happens, the primordial crystal is in the inner garden of these very archives, the Crystal Forest.
Yeah, so he just kind of spells it out for you in case you're not able to figure it out.
The tomes stored in these archives are truly magnificent, a great pool of knowledge, the fruits of superior wisdom and an unquenchable desire for the truth. Some would say Seath had an unsound fixation, but his work is a beautiful, invaluable resource. All progress demands sacrifice, and I certainly bear no antipathy for that wonderful, scaleless beast.
Well, I did.
But I can't remember the death. The undead. What's it? What the other one?
Now, who could argue with that? So anyway, you have all these sorceries that you can buy. Really good ones, actually. Crystal Magic Weapon being one of the best magic buffs in the, one of the best weapon buffs in the game, alongside Sunlight Blade and Darkmoon Blade, which requires a minimum 25 intelligence, but you get 3 uses of it, which is really cool. Sorcery boosted by the knowledge Logan acquired at the Regal Archives. High magic plus crystallization to the right-handed weapon. Logan's trials were successful, and the crystal medium facilitated a stronger bond between weapon and soul. About the Crystal Soul Spear. Sorcery boosted by the knowledge Logan acquired at the Regal Archives. Fire-piercing Crystal Soul Spear. These pale magic spears, sharpened through crystallization, are on par with the armaments of the ancient lords. Yeah, he's got some powerful stuff. He sells a lot of the best magics in the game. But I don't have the souls, nor do I feel like farming up the souls to buy all of that to finish his quest. If you buy all of his sorceries, though... yeah, he's definitely kind of losing it. He'll appear in the boss room that you initially encounter Seath at, and he'll be hostile, and you'll be able to get all of his equipment, like all of his clothing that he wears and everything. But for this particular new game cycle, I'm just going to go ahead and off him right here and just get what I can get from him.
I fail to see your design, but if you think I'm too old to defend myself, perhaps some sorcery will change your mind.
It won't, trust me.
Heavens, the folly of youth. I'm too old for this.
So you get the Sorcery White Dragon Breath, Big Hat, and 10 Crystallization Catalyst. For completing his quest and killing him when he's hostile towards you, get his robes, his shoes, I think he maybe dropped some gloves, and you get his own personal catalyst called Logan's Catalyst. Let's go on back to the area where we first encounter Seath. So there is one other thing I can get there. Yeah, there we are. Now that the boss room is cleared out from Seath not being in here, we get the large magic ember. Ember required for weapon ascension. Large magic ember, a form of sorcery. Handled only by the Vinheim magic blacksmiths. Ascends +5 magic weapon and allows reinforcement to +10, the most powerful level for magic weapons. The Enchanted Ember has a little bit more interesting lore behind it, and it's, in my opinion, a little bit of a better upgrade anyway. So we got that. Alrighty, let's hand this Ember off to Rickard and see what he has to say about it.
Hey, hang on. That's a sorcery ember, isn't it? Yes, it certainly is. First I've seen since my banishment from Vinheim. What do you say, friend? Mind giving that to me? This is no man's land. I'm the only one who could handle it anyway. Yes, as you should. I won't disappoint you. I'm taskless no longer.
He talks almost as if he's supposed to discover or be given that one before the Enchanted Ember, because he was noticeably less excited about it. Nothing else really to say. Yeah, when you go to modify equipment, you can go to magic or enchanted modification. Yeah.
Come back soon. Smithing helps soothe my nerves.
So anyway, we're almost finished wrapping up all this visitation we're doing with all these NPCs. Got one or two more I need to have a visit with, though. I almost forgot. First of all, let's have a look at the 10 crystallization catalyst. See what we can learn from that. Let's look at the stats first. Blah. You need 32 intelligence just to use it, but it's a S scaling in int, and it's really the strongest magic adjust in the game for high intelligence builds. A must. Catalyst imbued in terrifying crystal magic, used by Logan after his fixation on Seath. Makes all sorceries incredibly powerful, but demands extremely high intelligence from its wielder and half sorcery usages. So you get less uses of sorcery, and you have to have high intelligence to use it, but man, does it wreck. Alrighty, and the sorcery we got from him, White Dragon's Breath. Sorcery developed by Logan during his infatuation with Seath the Scaleless. Emit crystal breath of Seath the Scaleless. Although it no longer causes curses, what madness caused old Big Hat to appropriate this frightful power of the ancient dragons? And where's old Big Hat's Big Hat? I'll get to it. Ah, there we go. Gigantic hat worn by the great sorcerer Logan. It completely hid his face, which led to his nickname, Big Hat. Famously antisocial, Logan used it to block out noise and people's stares so he could focus on his own thoughts, but it does not possess any special magic powers. Unfortunately, you would think that it would, but it doesn't. It's funny looking. Alright. Gonna come down here to pillage a corpse that I just remembered I could get. It's in the Valley of the Drakes. Yeah, all the way down here. You can acquire this only if you have summoned the Witch Beatrice for the Moonlight Butterfly fight, and after you kill the 4 kings. You get her armor set and her catalyst. With an A scaling in intelligence, only a 10 intelligence requirement. It's more or less like the regular sorcerer catalyst that you get, I think. Yep. Catalyst belonging to Beatrice, the rogue witch, contrasts with Vinheim catalysts. This ancient catalyst shows signs of being used for age-old sorceries. It has passed the hands of many generations to get here. And as for her armor set, There we are. Hat of the Rogue Witch Beatrice. Almost all magic users that employ a wand studied at Dragon School, but Beatrice is one of the few exceptions. She braved the abyss, but did not live to tell of her ordeal. What's the rest of her armor set? It's her hat. Oh, here we go. It's all jumbled up for some reason. Does it say anything different? Nah, it doesn't. Yeah, there we go. And the more Eden PCs I revisit, the worse my conscience begins to feel. I promise you that.
Hello, Forge, I can.
Man.
Strong I am. You come, I Forge. We talk. You, good friend.
Oh, no I'm not, man.
Very happy.
I'm not a good friend.
But you are.
Why? Why can't you be a jerk like frickin' Vamos and make me feel less bad for what I'm about to do? So... I could get him to make the Manus Catalyst for me. Do I have enough intelligence for it? Yeah, I do. And it would make my Dark Sorceries a little bit stronger. Yeah, why don't I do that? Use Manus' Soul to do that. You can either use Manus' Soul to make his Catalyst or to get a spell called Pursuers from trading his soul with the crows. Otherwise, I could make the Crystal Ring Shield from the soul of the Moonlight Butterfly, or the Great Shield of Artorias from the soul of Sif. The different items he can make from the souls that you get. Let's see, I pretty much just made Quelaag's weapon. If you have a plus 10 upgraded katana of some sort, you can turn it into the Chaos Blade using Quelaag's soul, which is a really good katana, one of the best in the game. A soul of the Moonlight Butterfly, you can ascend a spear to the Moonlight Butterfly horn, or use the crystal, or you can use it to make the Crystal Ring Shield. Soul of the Mystical Moonlight Butterfly, which flitters in the Darkroot Garden. The butterfly's soul is a creation of Seath the Scaleless. Don't know what it was doing in the garden, though, oddly enough. The core of an Iron Golem, you can upgrade a plus 10 axe-type weapon to get the Iron Golem's axe weapon, or you can change a plus 10 fist weapon into a Dragonbone fist, which admittedly isn't that great. Soul serving as the core of the Iron Golem, guardian of Sin's fortress and slayer of countless heroes seeking Anor Londo. Originally a bone of an everlasting dragon. Interestingly enough. And of course the soul of Ornstein can be used to create his spear. If you happen to kill Smo's second, instead of Ornstein you get Smo's soul, which you can use to change a hammer type weapon like a club or what have you into his weapon, the giant hammer. The soul of Sif is actually used to make 3 different weapons. There's 2 different versions of the sword you can get, as well as a the shield, which I believe I was able to make with the Grass Crest shield I've got. There's a cursed version of the sword and a holy version of the sword that does divine damage. Not to be confused with using the soul of Artorias to get the Sword of the Abyss, or Abyss Greatsword, whatever it's called. That is the version of the sword you see Artorias wielding. The swords you make out of Sif's soul, or the swords you see Sif wielding. And of course, the soul of Priscilla you can use to make the Life Hunt Scythe, which is Priscilla's weapon. But I'm not really interested in making any of those. I just wanted to talk about what all the giant can do to help you. Oh, I am so sorry. I am so sorry for what I'm about to do. Wow, that did 1150 damage. I feel so bad for that. But you get the blacksmith giant hammer out of the deal, which is the best of all the blacksmith hammers you can get. This one actually can work pretty well on a low level build, requiring only 16 strength to one hand. A wooden hammer of the giant blacksmith in Anorlando who handles lightning weapons. The giant blacksmith forges with this wooden hammer, as it would be hazardous to handle lightning weapons with metals. Interesting that they, paid that much attention to, like he's actually using a wooden hammer to forge lightning weapons. I mean, that's... What other developer would think of, making a point to be like, hey, we have to make this make sense somehow. Man. And if I felt bad for killing the giant blacksmith... I can't believe I'm doing this. Well, actually I can. You do get something pretty neat for this particular kill. I am dead on the inside.
Thou comest again, legend of humans. It is always an honor to speak with thee.
Oh no!
Do not mistake, I am interested. Farewell.
Yeah, you would hope he's still hammering away, but he's not. I kind of put an end to that. Now, old Hawkeye Goff cannot see. He sure as heck can hear. And he's got hella defense.
So this is true human nature.
And he does wrestling moves.
Tortoise is in your debt, but thou leavest me little choice. May you perish for the good of all.
He is very damaging. The toughest of all NPCs to kill. And I do believe he hits the hardest. Harder than Andre does. Yeah. Truly the greatest of all giants. Ugh. I feel so dirty for that. But you get his armor set. And if you're gonna do any of this, now is the time to do it before you face Gwen and as you're about to go into new game, because they do all come back, thankfully. Thankfully. Ugh, I would never do this if they didn't respawn. Sheesh. Just make sure you don't do it before, like, you're ready to beat the game, because then you won't have them for the rest of the game. So let's read the description of Goff's helm. Helm of Hawkeye Goff, one of Gwen's 4 knights. Received as a decoration of knightly honor. A helm crafted especially for the honorable Hawkeye Goff. Only the eye holes were packed with tree resin by those who dismissed Goff as a brutish giant. So you're telling me Hawkeye Goff wasn't actually blind. The eye holes to his helmet were packed with tree resin. And you mean to say he didn't try taking his helmet off? That's FromSoft's sense of humor for you. Armor donned by Goff since his days as a dragon slayer. The medallion bequeathed by the Lord himself and the dragonbone pauldrons are symbols of the highest honors. Received as a decoration of honor, crafted of similar material to the gauntlets worn by silver knights. His armor set actually looks pretty cool as well. Let me go ahead and slap that armor set on real quick. I don't think it's the most efficient, like stat-wise or anything, but it's definitely cool looking. Hang on. Might would look better on a little bit of a stockier build if I'd made my character's body type a little bit larger, but yeah. Anyway.
Oh, there you are. Where I guess that. Go.
And of course, the undead merchant. If you haven't killed him yet for the Uchi Katana, here's kind of how that goes.
Ow! Ow!
I'm actually afraid I would one-shot him with the Obsidian Greatsword.
What's this about?
So let me try
It's
and...
me! Stop it, I tell you!
I never even knew he said all this stuff. I usually just hit him and he aggroes. Come on, guy. Hang on.
You've gone mad,
There we
have
go.
you? I'll teach you, you lousy rat. Yulia! Yulia!
Yeah.
Why me, little Yulia?
It's assumed that he's referring to the Uchi Katana as Yulia. What he's actually doing with one, who knows? Alrighty. And there's really not much else you can get from killing any of the other NPCs. But let's not forget about old trusty Patches, who comes back to Firelink Shrine after defeating Gravelord Nito.
Oh, we meet again. How many of you are there? You've come at the perfect time. I'm done with the looting. I'm a humble merchant now, and wondrous treasures have I, at a special price for you. There you are. Have a nice look at them. Oh, relax. No more funny business out of me, my friend.
You learn the prostration gesture from him. Now, the reason I kept him alive and something I wanted to get from him was the Canvas Talisman, which is the best talisman you can get for having 30 faith. He also sells a Crescent Axe, which Vince or Nico, whichever one was wielding it, it's a faith-based axe-type weapon. Might as well get it. The Thurlin Talisman. Yeah, which, not bad magic adjust when you're starting out in the game with low faith, but the canvas will serve us much better. Let's see, medium for casting miracles of the gods. This talisman is only granted to high-ranking Thorlin clerics. Has high miracle adjustment, which, thanks to divine protection, is not dependent upon faith. And this canvas talisman is for clerics on pilgrimage. And that's it. He also sells all the different masks, if you're missing one. I don't think I have the Mask of the Child. But we've got the Mask of the Father, Mask of the Mother. We have the Cleric set, which I might actually pop a few soul items to get all that stuff.
Right. Don't you forget who got it for you.
Yeah, he is really kissing our butt right now. Trying not for us to kill him. We'll just go ahead and pop all of these. I'm not going to use them for anything else, really.
Oh. Here,
Let's talk to him.
That backwoods Shiva, believe me on this one, bruv. The man is trouble. I can see it in his eyes. I just can. No doubt about it. Watch him.
So says the guy who was going to leave us for death and pillage our corpse, but interesting insights that Patches has. He really gets around to know all these different NPCs the way he does.
Yeah. Have you met that sunbathing Solaire? Believe me on this one, bruv. He's a complete idiot. But he happens to be an awfully strong idiot. So just nod your head and keep him on your side.
I imagine that's about what he thinks of us at this point.
Wait, have you met Petrus? That self-proclaimed cleric? Believe me on this one, bruv. The man is scum. Don't you be fooled by his claims to do good. They're all the same, those rotten clerics. Boy, have you met Lautrec the Embraced? Believe me on this one, bruv. He's completely mad. He wouldn't think twice about cutting somebody down. So watch out for him. Especially if you've humanity to spare. I'm done with the looting and wondering...
So that's all he really talks about. I'm going to buy the Mask of the Child, Cleric Helm. I'll go ahead and buy the whole Cleric set, why not? It's a pretty cool looking armor set.
How is it? Fine stuff, eh? Don't forget to thank me.
Now don't forget to thank you, huh? Yeah. I won't kill him. I have nothing to gain from it at this point. He would have dropped the Crescent Axe. He still will, I believe, and you can end up having like 2 of them, but not that it really matters. And there's Rhea of Thorland.
I was wondering when you might return. It is a great relief to see you. Now let us speak of miracles. Vince and Nico were fooled by my prayers. It is my perhaps Petrus reaped and thus made the decision to abandon me. I cannot.
Not much else that she sells that I would really want.
Then be safe. Farewell, Revia Nox.
Ordinarily, I would never do this, but just for the sake of, I guess, it's for the lore. Sorry, Rhea.
Dear Nico, forgive me.
Daggum, I knocked her into a pillar and just shattered it. So get her humanity and the ivory talisman. Thought I heard something approaching. I guess not. I mean, at this point, I've already slaughtered everything else, so... Get an A scaling and faith, and only a 16 faith requirement. Medium for casting miracles of the gods. Ivory talismans are granted only to female clerics, and their value is affected dramatically by their owner's faith. What am I still doing with this talisman on? Let me see. 172. Yeah, you have to have higher faith in order for this to really help you out. At least 40. So, canvas talisman it is. It's only one other NPC in the game we haven't visited. Let's check on him real quick, shall we?
Greetings, and welcome back. I am pleased to see thee preserving my humanity.
I don't know about all that.
Hast thou acquaintance with Petrus of Thurn? I wager you too has likely found much in common. For is he not too drenched in sin?
Oh, that laugh. So, in order for us to get absolution for all our sins, it would be nearly 50,000 souls.
Thou art welcome any time. It is only human to commit a sin.
Which I think is based upon your actual soul level at the time, but I mean, ain't nobody got time for that. Nearly 800 damage on the Obsidian Greatsword with Sunlight Blade and the Canvas Talisman. He dropped some twin humanities for us in the Book of the Guilty. Well, this recording has been going on for a while, and I intended to get to the final area with the final boss. But I guess it's just going to have to wait for the next part. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you soon with the actual conclusion to this new game cycle of Dark Souls Remastered. And until then, y'all take care.